Being 47 and single is often joked about as being past your prime, but my sister Aurora took it to another level. In our family's backyard, with everyone watching, she boasted about her rich, handsome, and brilliant husband. It was a spectacle, especially since we grew up together in this house, always at odds. I, Stella, have always been under Aurora's shadow, enduring her demands because I was the older one. But I've reached my limit. I'm no longer holding back my true feelings for Aurora. I'm a 47-year-old stay-at-home mom now. I left my job in medical administration when my daughter, who is now 5, was born. I cherished the time at home, eagerly waiting for my kindergartner daughter and loving husband to return each day. "Stella, I'm home," my husband Wyatt calls out, bringing warmth to our home. "Welcome back, Daddy." Our daughter Elena greets him. Wyatt is an involved dad and husband. He supports me by taking over household chores on his days off. Our daughter loves drawing, especially family portraits, which melts our hearts. One day, an unexpected call from Aurora broke years of silence between us. She had news of our grandmother's passing and insisted I attend the funeral despite our estrangement. It was a harsh reminder of our complicated relationship, but it also made me reflect on the strength and love within my own little family. Aurora found me on Marketing Manager and couldn't help but comment on how simple my life seemed. "Still single, huh? I don't see a ring. Not much happening on your profile. Hope you're not lonely as you get older," she said, barely hiding her laughter. It reminded me of her mocking look from our childhood, stirring up old feelings just before she hung up. We grew up in a well-to-do family, under the strict eye of our grandfather and the gentle care of our grandmother. Our dad always did as grandfather said, and our mom worked hard to please. I was always the odd one out compared to Aurora, maybe because she looked more like dad and I took after mom. Grandma was sweet to me, but in our male-dominated household, not being the favorite had its challenges. Aurora got whatever she wanted, and I, the older sister, had to put up with it all from toys to hobbies, and even what we ate. Aurora claimed everything as hers from the moment she could. While I was sent to the local public high school, Aurora attended a prestigious private girls' school, becoming the darling of her social circle, often hosting tea parties. One day, I accidentally walked into one of these gatherings. "Oh, is that you, Stella? Could you go away? Your sad look is spoiling the mood," she said without a hint of kindness, while I silently walked away. To her friends, she dismissed me as hopeless and boring. After finishing high school, where my sister often called me hopeless and boring, I worked hard and attended a vocational school to become a medical administrative assistant. It was rewarding to support both patients and healthcare staff. At my job, I met Andrew, a bright and ambitious trainee doctor. We hit it off and started going out, feeling a connection but needing a little nudge to make it official. During a rare visit home, I mentioned Andrew to my mom, and surprisingly, Aurora, who usually kept her distance, joined the conversation with a warm smile, expressing her envy and curiosity about him. Despite our past, I was touched and shared more about Andrew, encouraged by both Aurora and Mom. Encouraged, Andrew and I started dating, and Aurora even congratulated us, suggesting we meet at her place someday. It seemed like Aurora had grown and was becoming more supportive, which made me hopeful for our sisterly bond. However, my optimism was short-lived. I introduced Andrew to Aurora, planning for a happy future together. But Aurora's interaction with Andrew changed everything. Her flirty comments and the way she said she wished she had met him first should have been red flags. Aurora, who I thought had changed, ended up betraying me by pursuing Andrew behind my back, leading to the end of our engagement and my relationship with her. This painful event forced me to cut ties with Aurora as her actions showed she hadn't changed at all. Their kind words touched me deeply, and tears began to flow. Aurora comforted me, and for a moment, I felt the warmth of family. I imagined a future filled with joy. But about a month later, when I was planning to visit my parents with William, he called with shocking news. "I can't marry you, Stella," he said, leaving me bewildered and heartbroken. He asked me not to contact him again, and then he was gone, blocking me on all fronts. Confused and seeking answers, I went to my parents' house, where I encountered Aurora and Andrew together, her victorious smirk unforgettable. I rushed out, seeking solitude on a park bench under the pouring rain, numb to everything but my thoughts. Then Aurora called, unapologetically admitting she pursued Andrew for herself, revealing their secret interactions and intimacy. "What's yours is mine," she taunted, thanking me for introducing them. Her words cut deep, confirming my worst fears. In response, I severed all ties, changing my number, moving, and finding a new job away from William. Aurora's betrayal, now evident in her gleeful marketing manager presence, left a scar, but also a clear path away from the pain she caused. Just 5 minutes ago, Aurora found my marketing manager profile after years of silence. She commented on my simple lifestyle, something she couldn't imagine for herself, yet called me her beloved sister and linked to my account, drawing attention from her friends. Their surprise at our contrasting lives and Aurora's feigned concern overwhelmed me, and I had to switch off my phone. Her action reignited old wounds and stirred a desire for retribution within me. Despite my reluctance, I attended our grandmother's funeral, honoring her final wish. Aurora greeted me with a sly comment on my appearance, echoing her online remarks. William, Aurora's husband, couldn't meet my gaze, reflecting the awkwardness of the situation. Then, Aurora's young son, Jackson, innocently pointed out my age, a stark reminder of Aurora's influence on him. Aurora proudly introduced Jackson, boasting about his intelligence and schooling, aiming another jab at my single status. The situation escalated when my daughter Elena and my husband Wyatt joined us. Wyatt, the accomplished director of a renowned hospital, surprised everyone, including Aurora, with his presence and our family's achievements. Aurora's mocking laughter ceased as Wyatt and Elena's presence revealed a different reality from the one she tried to portray. The encounter at the funeral, while painful, allowed me to confront the past and move forward with my family by my side, stronger and more united than ever. After I left my family behind and started a new job at the hospital, I met Wyatt. He was a young doctor freshly starting his career, and he noticed how attentively I interacted with patients and supported the medical staff. This connection between us grew stronger, and we began dating genuinely. It was during a family gathering that the unexpected happened. Aurora and Andrew were taken aback, possibly shocked by Wyatt's parents' reactions to our relationship. Amidst this, Jackson, Aurora's son, recognized Elena from her popular Axel channel on YouTube, which boasts 200,000 followers. He excitedly asked to be friends, drawn to her just like many others. However, Elena, still upset over Jackson's earlier rudeness to me, declined his friendship with a pout, leaving Jackson surprised and looking accusingly at Aurora. The situation escalated when Aurora tried to undermine me by boasting about her marketing manager following, only to be put in her place when I mentioned my focus was on Elena's channel, not personal accolades. The revelation of our hidden wedding rings, worn as necklaces to keep them safe from curious little hands, left Aurora speechless, especially when she realized who Wyatt was. Andrew had to intervene, apologizing for Aurora's behavior, acknowledging my status not just as someone to be belittled, but as the wife of the hospital director, a position of respect and authority. In that moment, the dynamics shifted. Aurora's attempts to demean us fell flat, and William's apology, though it couldn't undo the hurt, showed a willingness to mend bridges. For us, it was enough. We were there to honor a beloved family member's memory, not to dwell on past grievances. Our focus was on the present and the future we're building together, a future where the strength of our family bond and the success of our endeavors speak louder than any words of doubt or jealousy. We went to my wife's cherished grandmother's funeral, which brought a moment of unity despite the undercurrents of family tension. After paying our respects, I took the opportunity to introduce my family to my parents. My mom was visibly moved, tears of joy mingling with her smiles, while my dad, still showing a preference for Aurora, maintained a reserved demeanor. My mom's wish for us to visit again hung in the air, but all I could muster was a nervous giggle, knowing the complexities of our family dynamics. A few days later, wary of Aurora's knack for manipulation, I hesitantly checked marketing manager, half expecting her to twist our recent interaction to her advantage. True to form, Aurora had posted a picture of Elena's back, claiming a chance encounter that led to an autograph a clear fabrication. The picture, taken in a way that hid everything but Elena's silhouette, was an obvious ploy for attention. I couldn't help but react, asking her to take down the photo, which only led Aurora to publicly call me out for jealousy, turning her followers against me. Realizing direct confrontation was futile, I took to the Axel channel to set the record straight. I clarified that the photo was posted without our consent, highlighted the impossibility of the autograph claim, and emphasized the importance of internet safety for kids. Through a video featuring Elena, we educated our audience on why consent is crucial online, turning a negative situation into a teachable moment. This approach not only addressed the issue but also reinforced our values, demonstrating the power of positivity and truth in the face of deceit. We made a video explaining why it's not okay to share someone's photo without asking them first. This video, designed to be easy for kids to understand, was well received, earning lots of positive feedback. Not long after, Aurora, trying to reconnect via a new account after her original one was suspended, reached out. Her message wasn't apologetic. Instead, she blamed me for the suspension, claiming her right to fame as family. Her attitude was a stark reminder of her true self, always seeking attention at others' expense. I reminded her about the importance of honesty online and suggested she put more effort into her new account without resorting to dishonesty. Despite initiating contact, she acted as if I was the one intruding on her life, continuing to share her seemingly perfect life online with friends old and new. Then, an old friend of Aurora's, recognizable from a shared past, reached out with concerns about Aurora's behavior. She revealed that Aurora was pressuring her and others from their elite school circle into supporting her online facade, sometimes even crashing their gatherings uninvited. Aurora supposedly had something over them, but this friend doubted the truth of these claims. I advised her to challenge Aurora for proof, suspecting these were just manipulative tactics. This conversation revealed a pattern of Aurora exploiting relationships for her gain, leaving a trail of strained friendships. In advising her friend, I hope to unravel Aurora's manipulations, advocating for truth and integrity in the face of deceit. Aurora always liked being the star, thinking she could get away with anything by just claiming she had dirt on someone. When a friend of hers, also a mom, told me a story that sounded all too familiar, it clicked that Aurora's influence was waning. Her marketing manager, once bustling with interactions, was now quiet, a stark shift that raised eyebrows. Following my suggestion, her friends confronted her for proof of her so-called leverage, but unsurprisingly, there was none. Slowly, Aurora's circle began to see her true colors, and her online presence grew lonelier. I even ended up bonding with those who shared their stories, finding solidarity in our experiences with Aurora's manipulations. Around the same time, Wyatt, my husband, started coming home late from the hospital. The atmosphere there was tense, everyone too busy to chat, even when I brought snacks. It was clear something big was happening, but nobody would spill the beans, leaving me feeling out of place for asking. Finally, Wyatt explained it all one evening. William, Aurora's husband, had messed up big time at work, making a serious medical mistake. Despite attempts to keep it under wraps, an anonymous tip brought everything to light. Wyatt, looking more serious than I'd ever seen him, said such a breach of trust was inexcusable for a doctor tasked with caring for others. I couldn't agree more. Trust in a doctor is sacred, and betraying that trust is unforgivable. We had to let Andrew go due to his behavior and poor attitude at work, which made it unlikely for him to be hired again. Wyatt, who knew about my personal circumstances shared during my grandmother's funeral, expressed his concern for Aurora's family. I found out about Aurora's further troubles through a call from someone after a long time. My estranged mother, who my father had barred from contacting me, informed me that Aurora was ostracized by our family. This was after she divorced Andrew following his professional mistake and their endless arguments, which led to William's job loss and financial downfall. Jackson, as a result, was placed in a care facility. This whole ordeal also unveiled Aurora's true nature to my father. Despite the difficult circumstances, neither my father nor I could take Jackson in. We're getting older and might need care ourselves soon. After my father disowned Aurora because of her divorce, it became even harder. My mother regretted how Aurora turned out, feeling guilty for spoiling her. However, they chose to support Jackson financially in secret through his care facility. My mother, overwhelmed with guilt, cried and apologized repeatedly. I reassured her, understanding that she and my grandmother did what they thought was best. Nonetheless, I admitted that my childhood home didn't hold many fond memories for me, so I sought to maintain some distance. On a lighter note, we planned a family outing to the amusement park, something Elena, my daughter, was excited about, especially for the Ladybug coaster. We decided to document the fun, joking about dressing up for the occasion. Elena adorably protested, not wanting everyone to see how cute her mom is, despite boasting about her to her friends. Wyatt agreed with Elena, which made me incredibly happy. Their love and the peaceful, happy life we share mean everything to me.